Here's another scripture that people believe describes Satan, and it can be found in Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 13. This is what it says in the King James version. You should look up as many versions as you possibly can. It says, "Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God." And Satan was there. "Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created." What an interesting scripture. So it shows here that he was in Eden, and we all know that Satan was, in fact, an occupant of the Garden of Eden. And that every precious stone, so the things that Satan is made of is not flesh. He's made of something quite different. And he should be quite beautiful in appearance, especially considering what he's made of. And it gives an indication of his shape also here. It says a tabaret. And now a tabaret is a word that's not used very often in the English language. And so I have the Merriam-Webster definition. And it actually comes from the French language, and it means literally a small drum. Another definition of tabaret is that it is a cylindrical seat or stool without arms or a back. And it can also be a small portable stand or cabinet. So that's what a tabaret is. But remember, the scripture also said that tabaret and pipes. So cylinder, pipes, it sounds about the same shape. So what we should be looking for then is any evidence that the Tunguska eyewitness testimony contains a sighting of a cylindrical shaped cosmic body. Then we should be very concerned about the veracity of my quest. Another thing that the scripture mentions is that Satan is made of exquisite, extraordinary, very rare minerals like diamonds. And if you do a Google search, you should find that the Tunguska region is famous for its diamonds. In his book, Cosmos, Carl Sagan himself mentions that the Tunguska region is scattered with tiny diamonds. Interesting, huh? So what we should be looking for then is evidence that a very shiny, bright, cylindrical or pipe-shaped object would approach the earth and that it would be roaring very loud like a lion, like the scripture in Peter said, and that it would not be moving in a ballistic way. It would actually change direction, because unlike what scientists might believe, all the objects that approach the earth are not ballistic, and that some of them are in fact sentient. So what did the Tunguska eyewitnesses actually see on that day? Well, I'm going to read that newspaper article from the Sibir newspaper published in the town of Irkutsk in Russia. Please forgive my pronunciation. This is what it says. In the village of Nizhny Karolinsk in the northwest, high above the horizon, the peasants saw a body shining very brightly, too bright for the naked eye, with a bluish white light. It moved vertically downwards for about 10 minutes. The body was in the form of a pipe, i.e. cylindrical. The sky was cloudless, except that low down on the horizon, in the direction in which this glowing body was observed, a small dark cloud was noticed. It was hot and dry, and when the shining body approached the ground, it seemed to be pulverized, and in its place a huge cloud of black smoke was formed, and a loud crash, not like thunder, but as if from the fall of large stones or from gunfire, was heard. All the building shook, and at the same time a forked tongue of flame broke through the cloud. The old women wept, everyone thought that the end of the world was approaching. Boy, were they right. There are many other eyewitness testimonies, actually hundreds of them, and you can find them if you do a search on the internet and persevere in your research. But some of them include observances, similar observances of this cosmic shape, the Tunguska body, and they describe it like a fiery pole or a log or a sheaf, like a sheaf of wheat or rye. And so most of these witnesses were nomadic people, but might not be familiar with technical terms like cylinder or even with pipes, which are things more associated with a settled community. And so you can do your own research. Look through the internet, and you will find hundreds of other testimonies by these eyewitnesses of this event that occurred almost 100 years ago now. Please now go to part 4, and in part 4 you will find out how to discover evidence that Satan himself is still in fact in the vicinity of this earth today.